hack into merchant systems and gain access to their customers' data. He also says online shoppers are at a greater risk because they're shopping when their card isn't present, like you do when you're at a restaurant or a grocery store. You're putting in your card information online, which makes it easier to gain access to. Now, Central Bank says using cards with chips or uploading your cards to Google Wallet or Apple Pay are safe because they use encrypted one-time use codes that block your card number, and your card number is never shared with the merchant. Ensminger also suggests that if you do shop online, to shop at a trusted retailer like a big box store. But he says using a debit card with a chip is the most protected way of spending money.
If you have card fraud, the most you're going to be held liable by any bank is about $50 across the board. But if it's not your fault, you didn't lose your card or you didn't give it to somebody and they spent it in ways you didn't want them to spend it, you've kind of created your own problem there. But if your card information gets stolen during a data breach of a merchant and then you see all these charges on your card, you're not liable for them.
Ensminger says banks typically offer online information on what to do and ways to avoid card fraud, so it's important to educate yourself on what to do if you think your card has been compromised, and if you believe it has, contact your bank immediately. For now, Justin Walker, ABC 36 on your side.
All right, let's get a check on that forecast with our chief meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. But before we do, well, what have we here? A familiar face. A lot of you may know Miranda Combs from her first time around here in Lexington. Now she's pulling double duty for us as news director and my co-anchor here at 5, 5:30, and 6.
Oh, thank you for the welcome. And TG, you know that's my favorite tie from way
I was going to say, what's the old
saying?
saying? What is old is new again? How long has it been? 13, 14 years, something like that?
It's been a while, but I've been looking forward to say Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck for a very long time.
Well, glad to have you on the set, and hopefully we can provide a little good weather, but it may take a day or so for that. Today really's not been too bad. We had a few showers earlier this morning, but much of the afternoon, just, some hazy sunshine. You noticed it yesterday. The Canadian wildfire smoke drifting down into the area once again. Now, we've got a cold front off to our northwest, and you see the severe thunderstorm watch box across central, south central Indiana and back into Illinois. Some storms firing just north of the I-70 corridor. As far as our severe threat through the evening, early part of the overnight, we've got level 2 in yellow, much of the area, level 1 down across the south, southeast. Damaging winds, large hail, and flooding rain. That's going to be more of a concern heading into the midweek here. Again, the tornado threat super low, so not overly concerned with that. Look at the haze. That continues with the filtered sunshine. Bluegrass Pace Care, Skyview HD Camera Network, Hicks and Funson Cam. Despite that, we are up to 86. We've warmed up nicely here in the Bluegrass. You see up and down I-75, basically at 86, most locations sneaking into the low 80s with some of that cloudiness as storms developed into parts of far eastern Kentucky and western West Virginia earlier. 60s, mid to upper 60s for dew points, and they're a little higher out to the west. So bottom line is there's plenty of moisture out there to get these storms going. So we'll keep an eye for those late this evening, early part of the overnight, and then tomorrow, less coverage, less of a chance. I think next few days we're looking at mainly 80s. The biggest concern Tuesday night into Wednesday, thunderstorm complex, heavy rain, maybe a flood threat. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll tell you about it in your 7-day coming up.
A man arrested in connection with a shooting death in Lexington in the courtroom today, facing charges. Police arrested 33-year-old Courtney Wren last week after the death of 31-year-old Stacy Marshall. The judge waiving formal arraignment and entered a not guilty plea on behalf of Wren, who currently does not have an attorney. Wren facing 2 sets of charges, including murder, possession of a handgun by a convicted felon, and receiving stolen property. His bond was set at a total of $600,000 between both sets. As we've reported, police were called to Whitney Avenue around 12:30 a.m. last Thursday for reports of someone who had been shot. When they arrived, they found Marshall with what officers described as life-threatening injuries. Marshall later died at the hospital. Wren is due back in court next Thursday.
The Pulaski County Coroner's Office released the names of 2 teenage brothers who died after a boat accident Friday. The boat collided with a jet ski on Lake Cumberland. The coroner's office says the name of the 2 boys are 14-year-old Cole Fisher and 18-year-old Chase Fisher of Villa Hills, Kentucky. The accident happened on the South Fork, south of Woodson Bend Boat Dock. Many of us know that area. The investigation into the collision is still ongoing.
Well, the investigation continues after a man and woman were found dead inside of a home in Rowan County. Police say they found the bodies after arriving at a home on Maher Drive on Sunday night. A man and woman were sent to the Kentucky State Medical Examiner's office in Frankfort. No foul play is suspected. We'll keep you updated as more details become available.
One person is dead after an accident on Newtown Pike in Lexington. Just after 11 last night, Lexington police responded to the crash at Newtown Court. Police say that a car hit and killed a pedestrian on the road. The coroner's office pronounced that person dead at the scene. The victims' names have not yet been released.
And in northern Kentucky, a UK student is dead after a tire hit the student's windshield. According to the Boone County Sheriff's Office, early Sunday morning, 18-year-old Lauren Collins was driving in the southbound lanes of I-75. A pickup truck traveling north lost a tire that had crossed the concrete divider that struck Collins' windshield. She died at UC Medical Center in Cincinnati. Police have not yet found the truck in question. If you have any information on the crash, you can call the Boone County Sheriff's Office.
According to the Kentucky State Police, an Owsley County woman is charged with murder of a pedestrian after a deadly car wreck.
Now, that crash happened on Saturday night around 8:30 on Kentucky Highway 30 near the intersection of Stamper Road. Police say 26-year-old Micah McKinney hit 33-year-old Ethan Bolin, who was walking on the shoulder of the road. Bolin was pronounced dead at the scene. Well, today marks exactly 1 month since Josh Woodhams of Lexington went missing.
Yeah, Woodhams was a white man and approximately 6'2" and weighs 240 pounds with blue eyes and is bald. He was last seen wearing a blue t-shirt, black basketball shorts, and gray and black New Balance tennis shoes. Woodhams is believed to have left his home on an orange Mongoose mountain bike. If you have any information on his whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Lexington Police Department immediately.
Well, coming up after the break, we'll take a look at what one local restaurant has in store for Lexington Restaurant Week. And
ahead in our nation view, from flash flooding to deadly heat waves, we'll take a look at the extreme weather patterns impacting millions of Americans.
Well, after a few morning showers, some hazy sunshine, but looking off to the northwest, got a line of thunderstorms moving into central Indiana. Some of those could head our direction a little later on this evening with the strong storm potential on the table. I'll tell you about it in your 7-day forecast after the break.
Hi, Brayden. I have the strongest connection right now with her. My relationship is more real than theirs. Now I'm gonna assert my dominance today.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Wish you had help getting things done. Same. So I got Spectrum One. Fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Spectrum helps me run all this easily. Work? Bust. Treat dispenser? Treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-802-4999 or visit spectrum.com today.
I'm Brandon Rivard. For nearly 40 years, we at Rivard Fine Jewelry have dedicated ourselves to providing our customers with an unforgettable shopping experience. We welcome you to visit our newly renovated showroom, where you'll find the largest selection of designer engagement rings and handcrafted gemstone and diamond jewelry in Central Kentucky. We also specialize in certified mined and lab-grown diamonds at the absolute best price. No matter the occasion, our skilled team will help you experience the brilliance you deserve at Rivard Fine Jewelry. Nobody does I do like we do.
Next ET.
Oh, hell, the Queen. Let's go.
Our Queen Latifah exclusive. What she's revealing about Girls Trip 2.
I'm just ready to laugh all day.
Next ET.
Tonight at 7 on ABC 36.
Welcome back to ABC 36 News at 5. It's time to check on that weather. A lot of haze outside, and we want to find out how long that's going to last. That's funny to see your face. I see you laugh at me.
Yeah, I'm laughing because I'm like, boy, it's been a hot second since we've done this, huh? Glad to have you here. But yeah, just when you think we've had enough of the wildfire smoke, It was back yesterday. I mean, we had visibilities down probably 4 or 5 miles at times, and you can still even see it out there this afternoon. But the concern going forward will be the potential of a few stronger storms later tonight. But you can see this morning, nice shot from Sully Holland here. It was a little cloudy and hazy. We did have a few peaks of sun this morning, and those have returned after that bit of shower activity that rolled through the bluegrass a little earlier, probably between about 10 noon here in the bluegrass. And then we had some additional activity develop in far eastern Kentucky and moved off to the east. But you see what's happening back to the west and especially northwest. Severe thunderstorm watch box. Indy, south central Indiana, back into southeastern Illinois. You can see that line of storms lining up just north of the I-70 corridor. And a lot of the data wants to hold it together and maybe drift it down into our neck of the woods a little later on this evening. In fact, Storm Prediction Center, the severe weather outlook into the evening has much of the area in the yellow, the level 2 out of 5, level 1 down south, damaging winds, some larger hail possible, along with some heavy and potentially flooding rains. Tornado threats low. That's generally the case this time of the year. Bluegrass Pace Care, Skyview HD Camera Network out of the Kentucky Horse Park. You see the filtered sunshine, that haze still hanging around. A little bit of a southwest wind at about 5 to 10. We're at 86. Not only Lexington, but Danville, Richmond, London, Somerset, Monticello, and Williamsburg. Low 80s in eastern Kentucky, where we were hanging in the upper 70s for a while with a few of those clouds earlier in the afternoon. Yeah, it's feeling muggy, mid to upper 60s, and that's, again, pretty typical for this time of the year. So wave of low pressure, along with this frontal boundary, really driving the storms on the nose of it, and as that drifts in, that should put us in line for some activity a little bit later on. Be interested to see here within an hour or so when our latest in-house run comes out, because it's trying to fire these things up maybe 8, 9 o'clock and then pushing everything through the area. So again, damaging winds and some hail would be on the table if that scenario plays out. Weakening storms overnight out to the west, mid-60s in the morning, and then not a whole lot going on tomorrow. There'll be a little boundary hanging over the area, and that could fuel a few storms late morning, early afternoon, and then temperatures head to the mid, maybe upper 80s, depending on the amount of sunshine that we get. But you see the muggy meter here. We are firmly going to be in that humid air, and that could and should help to fuel some heavy rain-producing showers and storms midweek. But look at how it drops down Friday into Saturday. More on that in a second. That's good news for the upcoming weekend. But the front never really moves through because we see this wave produce probably a complex of thunderstorms Tuesday night into Wednesday. That's a concern with heavy rain and the potential for some flooding. And then it will be more scattered on Thursday. We hang in the mid-80s. Once this front gets through here on Friday, that sets us up actually for a dry and a fairly nice weekend. You see here with our extended futurecast, generally dry on Friday, a few spotty showers, and mainly dry heading into the day on Saturday. We should be in good shape this weekend. But look at some of the potential rainfall totals out of this. You see here upwards of 2, 3, maybe even localized 4. And of course, the ground is already saturated, so any additional rainfall could really cause some issues. So that's going to be our biggest concern beyond the storm threat that we've got this evening. So tonight, 66, a few showers and storms. Tomorrow, partly sunny, a few around 85 for the afternoon high. And the extended forecast here, our best chance will come Tuesday night, especially Wednesday, with that expected complex of storms rolling through here, and then just isolated to scattered into the week. But how about Saturday and Sunday? Look at that, low to mid-80s. Our average highs, upper 80s now, and with the movement of the front through and high pressure building in, humidity levels should go down So for that deep in July to get a very comfortable weekend, that's a bonus. So hopefully that forecast holds, and then next week we start to build the heat back in with an isolated storm or two popping up in the afternoon.
All right, thanks, Teach.
All right, well, in addition to those storms that we're expecting later tonight, there are a couple of traffic slowdowns we do want to let you know about. We're told Alexandria Drive between Versailles Road and Devonport Drive, the northbound lane there is shut down. Also at East Main Street, and Kentucky Avenue, all outbound lanes are blocked, and the inbound left lane is blocked there as well. So keep that in mind as you make your way out the door tonight. All right, we'll be right back.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like Tacoma, America's best-selling midsize truck has the room and the ability to get you these kind of views. And Tacoma also has the best resale value in its class. During Toyota's Room with a View event, you can get any new Tacoma with 3.99 APR financing. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota, let's go places.
Want a flatter, tighter tummy? Then check out new Ab-EX from Sono Bello.
Doctor, after my pregnancies, my body just never bounced back. I had this stomach overhang that made me really self-conscious.
It's not your fault. That stubborn fat and excess skin is very difficult to get rid of with diet and exercise alone.
That's exactly why I went to Sono Bello. I really trust their team of experts, and I finally got the flat stomach I had always wanted.
Introducing Ab-EX from Sono Bello. Remove fat and lose excess skin permanently in just one visit.
Ab-EX is a great alternative to a tummy tuck because that overhang you mentioned becomes flat and tight fast with minimal downtime.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation now to learn more about Ab-EX by Sono Bello. Call 1-888-507-8988 or go to sonobello.com.
I've worked in Kentucky most of my life, and there's more jobs here than I've ever seen. Governor Beshear has been great for business. The magnitude of industry that's come to Southern Kentucky, companies are coming in, and there's so many job opportunities. Good-paying jobs at battery plants, small businesses, and industrial facilities. The wages are up because the jobs are up. He's getting things done, and that's what matters. Beshear has been great for business. I'm a Republican. I did not support Andy Beshear the first time. He's got my vote this time around.
This portion of ABC 36 News is brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery. Over $4.4 billion in grants and scholarships. You're watching ABC 36 News at 5 with Miranda Combs, Paxton Boyd, Chief Meteorologist T.G. Schuck, and Sports with Jeff Pecoro. ABC 36, on your side.
Well, Lexington Burger Week just ending, we now turn our attention to Lexington Restaurant Week.
Of course we do. Lexington Restaurant Week will be running from July 20th through July 30th, showing off 31 restaurants in Lexington. Today we went to Zim's Cafe to talk about what they're being offered.
We have a choice of a 5-layer dip and market salad to start, a pan-seared Verlasso salmon, or a eggplant parmesan for the main, and then a choice from our bakery case.
Can't wait. Well, other restaurants will have different items to choose from. You can check that out on our website. That's WTVQ.com. Well, in an effort to encourage donors to roll up their sleeves during summer months when those supplies are low, the Kentucky Blood Center is offering $20 Amazon gift cards.
Yeah, Kentucky Blood Center says they will give away $20,000 in Amazon gift cards to anyone who donates blood at a KBC donor center tomorrow. Tomorrow will mark the 8th Donor Appreciation Day of the summer. The giveaway, which is taking place this summer to counter historically poor turnout weeks during a period of traditionally high need.
Now, donors hoping to take advantage of the gift card giveaway can schedule an appointment at a KBC donor center online. All donor centers are open Tuesday from 9 in the morning till 6 in the afternoon. Appointments are preferred, but walk-ins are welcome.
SEC Football Media Days got underway today in Nashville. We will hear from the commissioner next in sports.
And the Kentucky basketball team won gold last night in Toronto. Jeff has the details coming up next.
Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before. With over 2 million phone calls last year alone, more people in more cities across America want more Morgan & Morgan. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, you're also hiring a family business. And after 35 years, we now have more offices, more staff, and more lawyers than any other injury firm in the world. Protecting America, fighting for you. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. For the people.
Watch me. Watch me tumble, jump, and soar. When our squad is on point, we own the floor. Dazzling stunts and dances are my jam. Pain once caused issues, but they had a plan. A life-changing race with no surgery to fear. Activity without limits, one more reason to cheer. Watch Me. Industry-leading scoliosis treatment at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
Everybody is scared to death of the dentist and hates him. I've never heard one person that says they like going to the dentist, but he actually makes it feel like it's a friendly, comfortable situation.
Michael came to us like a lot of patients, scared of the dentist. He hadn't been to the dentist in years. He had missing teeth, wasn't in a great spot. Those are the kind of cases that we specialize in. We're here to help patients out that feel like they have nowhere else to turn.
He just does a great job. So anybody out there that's absolutely petrified of going to the dentist, he will make you feel 100% at ease. The biggest change in my life is I'm not afraid to smile or embarrassed of smiling. People have actually told me, man, your smile looks better, you look a lot healthier, filled in your mouth. I absolutely love my new smile. And now that I can eat anything I want, it is absolutely fantastic. I'm so proud of my teeth that I just wanted other people to know this process, it will change your life. It's going to change how you feel, how you think, how you feel other people think of you. It changed me enough to where I didn't want to smile in public, and now I'm doing a commercial in Kentucky.
ABC 36 Solid Blue Sports Report is brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
Last night in Toronto, the UK basketball team put on a show for the nation. The Cats, representing the United States in the GLOBL JAM, finished the tournament 4-0 and won the gold medal game versus Canada on cruise control. The Cats shot 48% from the field in the 4 games. They were led by Antonio Reeves, who shot the lights out, hitting 18 of 32 three-point attempts. He led the team in scoring at 23 per game. Tre-Mitchell, the newest Wildcat, averaged 14.5 points and just under 8 rebounds a game. And Justin Edwards showed his explosiveness, hitting for 14 a game as well. The Wildcats averaged 91 points during the tournament, and they held their opponents to just 76. Cal thought that he saw his team grow in Canada.
To be here for 10 days of practice and then come up here for 9 or 10 days, play against older players, 23-year-old, 22-year-olds, let them get physical with us, use our speed and space and shooting to negate some of the issues we had was really good to see.
It is pretty sweet, man. Definitely gonna put it into the collection, and it's watch too. I might wear it a couple times, but you know, I'm definitely, you know, grateful for both of these. Grateful, you know, just grateful for this opportunity just to go out the country and, you know, show my talent and, you know, perform at the highest level. So, you know, I'm definitely just grateful. And if I didn't get it, you know, I didn't get it. You know, all these guys played well. You know,
we definitely, we got a lot closer, for sure. Being together for 8 days, being in such a close proximity of each other, but we learned about each other out on this trip. We learned that we have a team full of guys that just hoop, that dribble, pass, shoot, do whatever we need to do. Like we'll defend. We got point guards going skying for rebounds. We got a dude coming out of nowhere and pinning something on the top of the backboard. We just kind of learned each other's game a little bit more.
It's going to be a fun basketball season, that's for sure. And the SEC Football Media Days got underway today in Nashville. Commissioner Greg Sankey opened the event as one of the first questions he had to answer was about the name, image, and likeness, or NIL for short. He warned that Pandora's box has been opened and it might take the United States Congress to reel it in.
Not overly confident. You know, to do that is going to take an act of Congress, which used to be a joke. Now it's a reality, right? I do think a national standard is important, and a national standard would support interconference play. Who's helping young people understand when they sign an agreement around something called name, image, and likeness that it's not entangling them in a set of problems? So, while I'm not overly confident that we can get this done, I think the need's real.
Well, it is real. I can't imagine being in college and having 6 figures in a bank account. I mean, that's just amazing. I mean,
Or a bank account.
Yeah, I was lucky to have $5 in my pocket. And these guys are driving around in Porsches and Jeeps, and they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's crazy. They got to do something.
Speaking of which, really cool to see the UK basketball team hanging out at Drake's house over the weekend. That was cool.
That house, you mean the hotel he lives in? Was awesome.
All right, we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Joseph with Rapid Fire Home Buyers. Do you have a house that's costing you too much time and money? Maybe a rental house, an inherited house you don't know what to do with, or the house you're living in that you just can't keep up with. We buy property in any condition and any price range all over the Southeast. Sell your house as is for cash with no repairs, no fees, and no commissions. If you're even thinking of selling your house, before you call a realtor, give us a call for a free cash offer. Call 859-695-3875.
Get a career in less than a year. The College for Technical Education in Lexington offers training in these in-demand medical fields: medical assistant and medical massage therapy. Online, evening, and weekend options available. Apply now at cte.edu. Get a career in less than a year. The College for Technical Education's Lexington campus offers training in these in-demand fields: building trades technician, business operations, medical assistant, and information technology support. Apply now at cte.edu.
Let's talk about America.
Not policies.
Not taxes. Not tweets.
But how incredible our country is.
Left, right, up, down. State lines to winding coastlines.
Urban, suburban, and rural.
We all deserve to live in a community that's clean, green, and thriving.
And we all share in the responsibility to create beauty that ripples from one neighborhood to another.
And one block to the next.
We are Keep America Beautiful.
The nonprofit empowering people like you to take action every day at home, work, and in the community.
Learn more about Keep America Beautiful and how you can join in. Visit kab.org. Together, we can do beautiful things.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side, News at 5.
Welcome back. So glad you're with us this evening. From flash flooding to dangerous heat waves, millions of Americans are grappling with severe weather.
Jen Sullivan looks at the extreme weather patterns and what crews across the country are doing to keep people safe in our nation's youth.
Severe flooding crippling parts of the Northeast. Some areas seeing several inches of rain in just hours Sunday. Bucks County, Pennsylvania, reeling from deadly flooding. A family driving to a barbecue was swept away by the rushing waters. The mother found dead. Her 2-year-old and 9-month-old still missing as of Monday. 4 other people were killed.
All hands are on deck, and we will be here as long as it takes to make sure Bucks County gets back up on its feet.
In Norfolk, Connecticut, the rising and rushing waters crumbling roads. And in Bristol, firefighters driving through a flooded road to save this stranded driver. But it's not just the rain wreaking havoc on the Northeast, it's also the heat. Country music star Jason Aldean ending his show early in Hartford, Connecticut Saturday after suffering from heat exhaustion.
I'm feeling a lot better, so thank you guys for checking in.
Over the weekend, scorching temperatures soaring into the triple digits across the South and West.
Feels like you're actually on fire after you're out here for a while.
As of Monday, 80 million Americans remain under heat alerts in 12 states.
For the elderly, for those who have underlying health conditions, this actually is very, very dangerous.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Still ahead in our next half hour, Kentucky State Police are looking to win a competition for Best Cruiser for the 3rd year in a row. We'll let you know how you can vote coming up.
And the race for the Republican nomination is heating up with former President Donald Trump remaining the front runner. We'll have more on those developments and what we're learning from the latest campaign financial filings.
Every time with Kentucky 5, the new daily draw game where you match 5 numbers to win. Kentucky 5, your 5 numbers could be the one.
We've tallied the votes, and the results are in. Eye Consultants of Kentucky wins Best Eye Clinic and Best Medical Clinic in the ABC 36 Viewers' Choice Awards. Go to WTVQ.com for a full list of winners. And thanks for voting for the Eye Consultants of Kentucky.
If you have heart disease and are on a statin, lowering cholesterol can be hard. Diets and exercise add to the struggle. Today, it's possible to go from struggle to cholesterol success with Leqvio. With a statin, Leqvio is proven to lower bad cholesterol by over 50% and keep it low with 2 doses a year. Common side effects are injection site reaction, joint pain, urinary tract infection, diarrhea, chest cold, pain in legs or arms, and shortness of breath. Ask your doctor about twice yearly Leqvio. Lower, longer Leqvio.
It's Champion Windows' 70th anniversary sale, and we're giving the presents to you. Right now, get 40% off new windows, plus pay nothing for 18 months. And we're giving away $70,000 in our home makeover giveaway. 70 years of designing, building, installing, and guaranteeing Champion Comfort 365 windows direct from our factory to your home. Don't wait. Get 40% off windows today. Call or schedule your free estimate online 24/7 at getchampionwindows.com.
At Fayette Heating and Air, you'll hear a friendly voice ready to turn your problems into solutions every time. That's our every time promise.
At Fayette Heating and Air, we back up every job with the best guarantees in the business. Every time. That's our every time promise.
At Fayette Heating and Air, we offer same-day emergency service with no overtime fees. Every time. That's our every time promise.
At Fayette Heating and Air, we value your time with convenient online scheduling. Every time. That's our every time promise.
Now at 5:30, Kentucky State Police are looking to win the best cruiser for the 3rd year in a row. How you can vote.
Plus, campaign season is in full swing for the 2024 presidential election.
And how to spot the difference between counterfeit and real baby seats, as it could save your baby's life.
I'm Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. Some hazy sunshine out there on this Monday. Still some of the smoke from the eastern Canada wildfires. Looking off to our northwest, potential of a few stronger storms could sneak our way a little later on this evening. Your 7-day forecast coming up.
You're watching ABC 36 on your side. News at 5:30.
Good evening and welcome in. I'm Miranda Combs.
And I'm Paxton Boyd. Thanks for joining us. We're going to begin with weather tonight. For that, we bring back in our Chief Meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. T.G., I remember last week when you were saying that smoke from the eastern Canada wildfires was going to make its way back to the area this week. I thought, how are we still dealing with this? But we're still seeing the effects.
And this is something that will probably go on all summer long, maybe even into the fall. I mean, there's such a large area up there that continues to burn out of control. It's just so remote and they can't get to it. It may take the better part of the summer to burn out. So we'll have occasional bouts with this like we did yesterday and again today. A few little showers earlier, storms fired up to our east, but really the area of concern and what we'll watch going into the evening hours, we got some big storms firing up and approaching Metro Indy. Other activity out across parts of Missouri. This is right on the nose of a frontal boundary area of low pressure, which should drop into the region. Right now, we've got a level 2 in yellow out of 5. Much of central Kentucky, the southern, southeastern counties in level 1. Damaging winds, large hail, and the heavy rain and even potential flood threat. That's going to be the biggest concern, not only in the short term, but also into the midweek. You see kind of the hazy sunshine. Our Bluegrass Pace Carrier Skyview HD Camera Network, Mount Sterling, Montgomery County, 82, so feeling pretty decent out there. It's a little muggy, but nothing off the charts. Low 80s in the east, mid 80s here in central and in our southern counties. As mentioned, the dew points, great measured amount of moisture in the atmosphere, anything mid to upper 60s. That's when you get your July-like feel as far as the humidity is concerned. And that's pretty much the case throughout the Ohio and Tennessee Valley. So hour by hour, it'll be a little tricky on the timing with these storms. We could conceivably get some development out ahead of that line that's up into Indiana. In fact, some of our in-house data indicating stuff popping up along the Ohio River early this evening. So obviously that's something we'll watch. And then we've got a complex of thunderstorms. A lot of the data indicating develops tomorrow night into Wednesday. That will increase the concern for heavy rain and maybe a bit of flooding, but long term it looks good for the upcoming weekend. Can't say that often in July. I'll tell you about it in your 7-day coming up in just a few.
Take it.
Absolutely. Well, Kentucky State Police are looking to three-peat as the nation's best-looking cruiser, but they need your help to do that.
This year, KSP wrapped a 2022 Dodge Charger with blue and white paint scheme to match the markings of a 1978 Ford Cruiser. Kentucky is known internationally for its coal mining industry. KSP chose to intertwine the beauty of eastern Kentucky splashed with the 2 iconic symbols in that area, coal mines and Kentucky State Police, for this year's entry.
Now, KSP has won the national contest the last 2 years in a row for best looking cruiser.
Best of luck to them. In our Nation View, as the race heats up for the White House, former President Trump remains the frontrunner for the Republican nomination as fellow candidates ramp up visits to early primary states.
ABC's Justin Finch with more on those developments and what we're learning from the latest campaign financial filings.
A new campaign approach for Florida Governor Ron DeSantis.
We obviously are going to do a lot more work and get a lot more done.
ABC News has learned the DeSantis campaign has cut nearly a dozen staffers and is pausing investments in battleground states as it sharpens its focus on decisive early primary states. New campaign financial reports show the governor's team raised nearly $20 million, but spent nearly $8 million in just 6 weeks. Records show former President Trump out-earning DeSantis in second quarter fundraising at more than $35 million. Sources also telling ABC News the DeSantis campaign is realizing it may have miscalculated Trump's popularity. Meantime, with his commanding lead over his rivals in the polls, Trump suggesting on Fox News that he may skip his party's first presidential debate.
Why would you let somebody that's at 0 or at 1 or 2 or 3, be popping you with questions?
Rival Chris Christie pressing Trump.
I'm happy to say right now, come on, Donald. Get on the stage and defend your record.
Across the aisle, campaign filings show President Biden well ahead of his Republican challengers, reporting $72 million raised for his reelection. Both parties could find a threat from No Labels, a bipartisan group that's aiming to build support from Republicans and Democrats with centrist policies.
The problem is the American people are not buying what the two parties are selling.
They're not playing by the same rules. You got a bunch of mega-rich Republican donors who are pushing this agenda.
And No Labels kicks off its U.S. tour with a town hall in New Hampshire featuring former Republican Utah Governor John Huntsman and Senate Independent Joe Manchin, who has not ruled out a White House run. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
And coming up, find out what airlines and their pilots have agreed to a tentative agreement.
Plus, how to better protect your baby with baby seats as you're driving.
A little hazy sunshine out there on this Monday with the smoke particles from the Eastern Canada wildfire hanging around. We've got some storms off to the northwest, which could creep down into our area this evening. Your 7-day forecast coming up after the break.
That's right in. I have the strongest connection right now with her.
My relationship is more real than theirs.
Now I'm gonna assert my dominance today.
It's the Can't Have Just One deal. Buy one McDonald's favorite and get another for only $1. Plus now mix and match any size frozen Coca-Cola or frozen Fanta. Try 2 of the same or mix and match.
46 Solutions is your technology partner. Showroom for yourself and all this amazing technology, visit 46solutions.com.
When you travel, they always say, get a room with a view. And every new Toyota comes with that. Like Tacoma, America's best-selling midsize truck has the room and the ability to get you these kind of views. And Tacoma also has the best resale value in its class. During Toyota's Room with a View event, you can get any new Tacoma with 3.99 APR financing. Plus, every new Toyota comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance. Book your room now. Toyota, let's go places.
It's the Can't Have Just One deal. Buy one McDonald's favorite and get another for only $1. Plus now mix and match any size frozen Coca-Cola or frozen Fanta. Try 2 of the same or mix and match.
You're invited to come be our guest this Sunday at Southland. For service times and campus locations, head over to our website at southland.church.
Well, the big story the last couple of days, once again, the smoke from the Eastern Canada wildfires drifting into the area. Some hazy conditions yesterday and again today, although we did have a few light rain showers around the lunch hour here in Lexington. Unsettled stormy weather pattern, that's going to be hanging around. Now, of greater concern, I think, into the midweek, some heavy rain and may up the flood threat a bit, considering how saturated the ground is. But there is good news for the upcoming weekend. We may dry out could work out perfectly Saturday and Sunday with some decent weather. The aforementioned showers actually ramped up into some thunderstorms earlier across far eastern Kentucky before moving out of the area, but we're watching off to the northwest. Big thunderstorms going up just northwest of Indianapolis. You see the severe thunderstorm watch box, south central Indiana, and back into southeastern parts of Illinois. Some of the data indicating we actually could see some development along the Ohio River into the early evening, so we'll keep an eye on that severe weather outlook this evening. Level 2 in yellow out of 5. Much of the area down south and east, level 1, damaging winds. Some larger hail possible along with some heavy to potentially flooding rain. Good news, tornado threat really low in this scenario. Our Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD Camera Network, Richmond EKU. Hazy sunshine and 86, so it's a warm day. It's a little bit muggy. Those dew points not off the charts. We're in the low to mid 80s. And again, that hazy sunshine holding our temperatures in check a bit. Mid to upper 60 dew points, so that's your July feel to the air. We've got an area of low pressure riding along a frontal boundary, which will slowly take its time working down into the central part of the Ohio Valley. You see big storms rumbling through parts of Missouri just southeast of the center of that low. Notice our future cast here again, trying to fire these things up into the early evening along the Ohio River and then dropping everything into eastern Kentucky deeper this evening. We'll see if that scenario plays out. Obviously, if it doesn't fire, all bets are off. That hazy sunshine actually kind of contributing a little bit, and that may inhibit some of the development. So we'll keep an eye on that tomorrow morning. Starting out dry, could see a few pop-ups late morning, early part of the afternoon as that boundary hangs over the area. But it's not going to move through completely, and as a result, you see our muggy meter here. We stay in that humid air, and especially into Tuesday and Wednesday, it's way up there, so plenty of available moisture for any storms that develop and move in to produce some heavier rainfall. Notice by Friday into Saturday, it gets much more comfortable. That coincides with that good weekend. So as this low heads eastward, notice the yellow. A thunderstorm complex should develop and roll in here into Wednesday morning. That could produce some localized heavier rain. And then the front again never gets through because another wave of low pressure lifts northward, and we could have another round or another complex of storms. That's just the typical pattern that we see here in July, producing some more heavy rain. Once this front gets through on Friday, we're going to be in much better shape again, just in time for the weekend. But we got to get through Wednesday and into Thursday. Just a few isolated storms, I think, into Friday, and then Saturday we'll be in a whole lot better shape. But the concern is now until Friday, look at some of the heavier amounts of rain as far as the totals up here. We could see anywhere 2, 3, even 4 inches locally across south central and back into western Kentucky. And that, of course, in and of itself, given the saturated ground, could really create some issues. 66, a few showers and storms possible tonight, especially early, and then partly sunny. A few storms around tomorrow. 85 areas that receive little rain actually could be a touch warmer than that. We generally stay into the mid 80s, but look at the improvement for the upcoming weekend. Not only will it be less humid, it will be pretty comfortable. Our average highs are in the upper 80s. So, hey, we'll take those low and mid 80s on a later July weekend. And by this time next week, start to see the moisture return, temperatures climb into the upper 80s with a few pop-up storms in the afternoon.
My brother Tim was paralyzed at Disney World. We got to see what happens when you're poor and you got a big injury, and we ended up hiring the wrong lawyer. When I see these clients in my lobby, I see my brother Tim, and I don't want him or them to ever have that kind of representation. I want them to have their best chance of winning and the best chance to put their life back together the best way they can.
Here's a simple truth about higher education.
If pursuing your purpose, doing what you really care about matters.
If having a rewarding career matters.
If a better financial future for you and your family matters.
Then higher education matters. A brighter future is within your reach. Find out how at kyhigheredmatters.org. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association. Power through your to-do list. and create a space that makes a splash. Find STIHL tools starting at $149.99. Real STIHL. Find yours.
This is your summer to smile, to raise your glass and reconnect, to reel in the fun and serve up great times. To help you get ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic Summer of Smiles event. Right now, new patients without insurance get a free full exam and x-rays. Plus, everyone can get 20% off their treatment plan. But hurry, because while these summer savings won't last, the memories you make together will. Aspen Dental. Book today.
Coming up tomorrow on Good Morning Kentucky, we've got Tuesday Trivia.
This week, we're testing our knowledge on National Sour Candy Day. Tune in to help us celebrate 5 to 7 a.m. here on ABC 36.
You're watching ABC 36 News at 5:30 with Miranda Combs, Paxton Boyd, Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck, and Sports with Jeff Pecoro. ABC 36 on your side.
In your health news, it's a leading cause of death. Motor vehicle crashes kill hundreds of children each year, but the right car seat can greatly reduce risk of serious injury and death.
Now, however, hospitals across the country are finding more counterfeit and fake car seats. Mandy Gaither has more on the dangers and how you can spot a knockoff in today's Health Minutes.
On the road, it's the best way to keep a baby safe. Some parents may unknowingly be putting their child in danger.
Counterfeit car seats are made of cheaper, flimsier materials, and they are unable to withstand the crash forces that happen in a crash.
Courtney Gleaton with Orlando Health says last year the hospital system found 42 counterfeit car seats and 34 foreign-made car seats during inspections. They're on track to match those numbers again this year.
They are not federally regulated in the U.S. and are therefore not safe to use for your children.
Many of the knockoff car seats are bought online, so Gleaton says not to buy from a third party. And before you spend money on a travel system, zoom in on the product picture to check the labels.
All car seats in the U.S. are going to have English and Spanish labels, not just photographs of them.
If you already have a car seat for your child, check the straps and anchoring parts. If there are no lower anchor attachments or a chest clip, it might be counterfeit. Finally, read the label. All federally compliant car seats should say that it conforms to all applicable federal motor vehicle safety standards.
If it did not come with a registration card or a car seat manual, that could also be an indicator that it's counterfeit.
And if you're worried about your car seat, Gleaton says to get with a trained technician in your area who can make sure your seat is safe. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
In other health news, some good news for parents with infants hoping to steer clear of RSV this winter.
Now, the U.S. FDA just approved an antibody to protect newborns from the respiratory virus. The antibody will be able to bind to the virus and block it from infecting healthy cells. It's given as a single injection before RSV season, which usually peaks in the fall and winter. Infants up to 24 months of age who remain vulnerable through their second RSV season can get a second injection. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices for the CDC will vote on the approval next. Well, coming up, Twitter ad revenue is currently down. We'll find out by how much.
Plus, an airline and their pilots have agreed to a tentative deal. Find out which airline coming up.
Watch ABC 36 every Friday night for Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck's Bowtie Friday Forecast. Brought to you by Stuart Mercer.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine, you can go from zero to fun in no time and leave basic far behind.
Now, get a low $419 per month lease on Rogue.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening.
Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives. They're coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on Earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. The Easy Grip rubberized handles deliver incredible control and accuracy to chop salads in seconds and cut frozen solid meat with ease and get razor-thin slices every time. The non-stick surface means food slides right off and they're dishwasher safe. Plus, they'll stay razor sharp guaranteed. A complete set of chef knives can cost you hundreds, but today you can get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. Order right now and we'll even ship them to you free. Now get your own NutriBlade knives from Granite Stone. The last knives you'll ever buy.
Call 1-800-628-9134 or go to buynutriblade.com.
This is the 2023 Nissan Rogue. With a surprisingly fuel-efficient VC turbo engine, you can go from 0 to fun in no time and leave basic far behind.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on select Rogue trims.
The year was 1977. A popular and overcrowded nightclub in northern Kentucky suffered a catastrophic fire that took the lives of 165 people. We remember this tragedy and lessons learned through a collection of artifacts at the Kentucky Historical Society.
The Beverly Hills Supper Club fire is, it is a Kentucky story. It is important to Kentucky history. The number of people that I've met who maybe knew somebody at the club that night, or maybe they were supposed to be there. This is a personal connection to them. So the Beverly Hills Supper Club was an attraction. It was a hot spot. It was a nightclub just about 2.5 miles south of Cincinnati across the Ohio River. It was in Southgate, Kentucky. It started as a nightclub, a dinner spot. There was some illicit gambling. It was a great place to be seen, to go and see some incredible acts. So it starts in the 1930s and then runs through 1977.
Years of adding on to the nightclub and inadequate fire safety precautions along the way collided with the overcrowded venue that fateful evening and led to disaster.
So the Beverly Hills Supper Club fire resulted in 165 deaths and over 200 injuries. It's the third largest nightclub fire in U.S. history.
Items from the nightclub have found their way to the Kentucky Historical Society's collection, and they provide a touchstone to the past.
Objects in the Beverly Hills Supper Club collection can connect people to this tragedy who, first of all, if they knew somebody or remembered the tragedy, that's a very personal connection, and there's a power in an artifact that people can connect with there. Having this collection allows us to continue to have that conversation and then also not to forget about what happened there and the lives that were lost or affected.
The Commonwealth and the country responded. The fire code was strengthened, new rules and regulations put in place, and the artifacts remain to help tell the story of those lives lost. To learn more about the Kentucky Beverly Hills Supper Club fire of 1977, visit our online archive at history.ky.gov. From the Thomas D. Clark Center for Kentucky History in downtown Frankfort, I'm Doug High.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. If you have or are eligible for Medicaid, please listen closely. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare with a zero or low plan premium. Call now. We can answer your questions and help you enroll over the phone. WellCare provides access to essential benefits that go beyond original Medicare, such as dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage with free home delivery, free over-the-counter healthcare items, free groceries with a healthy food card, free gym membership, and home-delivered meals. Plus, extra benefits like more access to care with free transportation and WellCare's telehealth services, including online doctor visits. WellCare is contracted with Medicare to provide plans that may be perfect for you. Call 1-877-281-9602. Now, that's 1-877-281-9602. WellCare, Medicare done well.
COPD is harder on the folks around you, I think. It affects my wife terribly. And she smoked, and she quit. And if you ask her why she quit, she'll say because she needs to be here to take care of me. So, sorry.
The people you love are worth quitting for. You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
When migraine strikes, are the trade-offs of treating worth it? Ubrelvy is another option. It quickly stops migraine in its tracks. Do not take with strong CYP3A4 inhibitors. Allergic reactions to Ubrelvy can happen. Most common side effects were nausea and sleepiness. Ask about Ubrelvy.
Got a good feeling about this, yeah, I'm with it. I got a good feeling about this, yeah, so let's get it. I'm feeling good vibes.
In consumer news, pilots with United Airlines have reached a tentative agreement with the airline on a new 4-year contract.
The new deal will give pilots a substantial pay raise up to 40%. The Airline Pilots Association says the agreement also includes better retirement benefits, job security, and talks about quality of life issues. The union says the agreement ends a stalemate that has lasted for 4 years. Its 16,000 members still must approve the deal.
Well, UPS is taking action ahead of a possible strike by thousands of its unionized drivers. The delivery company says it's training non-union employees to take care of deliveries if the company's drivers walk off the job. In a statement, the company says the move is a temporary solution and not an effort to walk away from negotiations or permanently squeeze out union drivers.
Talks between UPS and the International Brotherhood of Teamsters broke down last week. The UPS Teamsters make up about half of the company's workforce. The drivers are demanding better benefits and working conditions.
Well, Twitter owner Elon Musk says the company is still bleeding money. Now, Musk said on Twitter the company has seen a 50% drop in advertising revenue and is carrying a heavy debt load. So currently Twitter is operating with a negative cash flow.
More than half of the top 1,000 advertisers on Twitter left after Musk took control of the company last year. Besides a loss in advertising revenue, Twitter also is facing a challenge from Meta's new app called Threads. It had more than 100 million downloads less than a week after it debuted. Be sure to stay with us. Your top stories of the day are coming up after the break.
Watch me. Watch me grapple, move, and pin. When I hit the mat, don't underestimate the grin. I've got state championships and medals to show, but it's about more than just winning. This you should know. Overcoming odds through therapy and care. The road was long. Now opponents beware. Watch me. Game-changing sports medicine at Shriners Children's. The most amazing care anywhere.
At Rally's, I'm in the driver's seat. Give me that $5 meal deal with a Rally burger or a bacon cheddar crisp, plus sides and a drink for just $5. Or go big cheese, the cheddar Buford. Whatever you order, own it at Rally's. Get your late night flavor fix.
I'm Brandon Rivard. For nearly 40 years, we at Rivard Fine Jewelry have dedicated ourselves to providing our customers with an unforgettable shopping experience. We welcome you to visit our newly renovated showroom, where you'll find the largest selection of designer engagement rings and handcrafted gemstone and diamond jewelry in Central Kentucky. We also specialize in certified mined and lab-grown diamonds at the absolute best price. No matter the occasion, our skilled team will help you experience the brilliance you deserve at Rivard Fine Jewelry. Nobody does I do like we do.
The bloodline of these brothers is fearless and uncompromising. The fun, adventurous Tacoma, outselling everything in its class for 18 years. The legendary 4Runner, proving itself off-road for 4 decades. The best-in-class Tundra, designed and engineered in the USA. And introducing the powerfully efficient Sequoia, all new from the ground up, with technology and comfort for all. Toyota's 4 brothers, simply rivalry at its finest. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Viewers' Choice Awards results are in. Mount Sterling wins Best Festival for Court Days again this year. Go to WTVQ.com for a full list of winners. And thanks for voting for Mount Sterling in ABC 36 Viewers' Choice Awards.
Explore, compare, and find your car at mancars.com. Man, what a deal.
Now at 6, a murder suspect answering to charges in connection to a deadly shooting in Lexington.
Plus, a man charged after his girlfriend's body is found in a forest near Louisville.
And debit cards being used by strangers. We'll take a look at the growing problem and ways to protect your identity.
I'm Chief Meteorologist T.G. Shuck. Some hazy sunshine out there on this Monday. Frontal boundary off to our north. Storms into central Indiana, and notice a few beginning to pop up just